So this new technology called OpenClaw has been released. It's been about 30 days since they changed their name. So I've been playing around with it for a little bit. I've been in a Discord server and I've been using it myself with some models and tried out building some projects with it. So I thought I'd go ahead and let you guys give you guys a bit of an overview on what it is. Basically, this dude named Peter created like a little AI agent that you can run on your computer, and you can use local models, which means you can use AI on your computer by itself without needing to connect to an API and spend tokens with the API. For example, if you were to connect to Gemini or Claude or OpenAI's APIs to use their AI models, such as Codex or some of Claude's models, or even Gemini with Google, you'd have to end up paying to use their tokens. And I don't mind it. I actually use Gemini for it, but let's and I've tried Minimax locally, but I switched back to Gemini, and I also have tried a few other models. So OpenClaw, the AI actually does stuff, and it's been really, really nice using it. It's really simple to install. You just, open your terminal and you can literally just copy this and paste it right on in there. I use Debian, which is a Linux distribution similar to Ubuntu or Linux Mint, pretty much any other Linux distribution that's like mainstream. So you would just copy this in there or paste that in there and follow the instructions. Once it gets done downloading, so as I mentioned earlier, it runs on your machine, private by default because everything remains on your machine. You can connect to chat apps, and you can use OpenClaw. You can talk to it via like Telegram or Discord, or you can even call in on your phone, or you can like text it via text messages and stuff like that, or you could just use Discord or what have you, and pretty much just have your agent do stuff for you. Some people use Tailscale to set up like a private. They use Tailscale for that. But let's see here. I think there might be like native integrations too, where yeah, I don't know. I haven't really connected any of these yet. That's next. I was gonna go through the docs after I get done explaining this with you guys. I'm gonna make some videos going through the documentation just so we can get a little bit more of an overview. But yeah, it's got a lot of integrations and stuff you can do with it, showing you all the models you can connect to, all the chat providers. Yeah, you can connect like Git, Notes, Obsidian. I just recently downloaded Obsidian just to kind of like hold my notes and stuff. It's been pretty nice. And as you see, you can connect your Spotify and your smart Internet of Thing devices. It's got browser control, weather, and I think now some of these have been they're not enabled by default, so some of these you'll have to enable um, before you use them, such as like the web browse. And yeah, so those are some of the skills. We'll look at the showcase later, and then you can go to Claw Hub and check out more skills. Skills are things that your AI, that your agent can do, and you can create multiple agents, and you can run them uh, with OpenClaw. Now there are some alternatives to OpenClaw as well. Like some people have forked it or like built their own version of it. But after being in the Discord and talking to the community and stuff like that, we're really trying to get like a foundation going, and just keep the community real tight knit. Let's see here. Yeah, so, and another thing, OpenClaw has a lot of different features and stuff. As I mentioned, it has full system access and browser control. And it's got all of these skills right here. As I mentioned, it's over here on Claw Hub. And you have all these skills that you can use to enable your agent to be able to do different things. I'm not sure if you've heard, but some of the skills were compromised and were leading agents to do malicious things. But as of lately, Claw Hub has teamed up with Virus Total, or actually I think it's just OpenClaw. That makes it so that the skills are scanned before they get to the marketplace. And then what that'll do is it'll mark the skills as trustworthy, not trustworthy, and so on. So let's take a look at some of the skills here. Let's click on the first one. Okay, so this skill is a knowledge graph. And as you see, it's got a virus total kind of like score here, and it tells you it's benign in OpenClaw. It looks like they scanned it too and says it's benign. You can come here and see the virus total report. Also, congratulations to Peter, the creator of OpenClaw. He just got acquired over there at OpenAI, so he's working with Sam Altman now, and it looks like now that Anthropic isn't going to be working with the government, that OpenAI and Gemini are going to be the next two companies on that list that they'll want to work with. So anyways, as you see, I'll download the skill and then we can just look through it. And let's see. So we have the skill MD, then we have some other markdown files, and then we have some scripts in Python. And so if we open this skill MD, it'll give us, it'll just show us everything that the skill does and is supposed to do and run. And that's how you check to make sure a skill is safe on your own. Or you can have OpenClaw look at it, your agent, and just kind of like go over it and make sure it's safe as well. So I don't actually need this, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And yeah, I actually downloaded like all of ClawHub, as well as like another batch of skills, just so I can have the skills already on my local system. Once you do download it, what you'll want to do, or once you use this command right here to install it, you'll want to get an API key from a frontier model, such as Claude, Gemini, or OpenAI. And the way I got mine from Gemini for Google is I just came here to AI Studio. I created a project, and I made an API key, and then I pasted the API key into the model where it asked me to choose a model, and I put the API key in for Google. Now the Discord community is really, really nice. They have a very active Discord community. And before I get to the Discord, I keep going back to this persistent memory. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that, this is the page for it. We'll be going over it in the future. But this is going to be a short video. So I'll just show you what their Discord is looking like. It's usually pretty poppin'. It's honestly one of the most active Discords right now. You know, since this whole agentic revolution, a lot of the developer Discords have, you know, their chats aren't really that active anymore. But yeah, Python's usually pretty active, but it's even slowed down a little bit. But one good thing is OpenClaw, there's always people online ready to help, building stuff. It's very nice. So check out the rules. There's some great people in there. Yeah, so the documentation is here. We're going to go through this later. You can check out the source code on GitHub. Give it a star, maybe fork it, and read the README and see how you can contribute. And as we saw earlier, you have ClawHub so that you can check out the skills. You can sign up for the newsletter as well. This is their sponsors. We'll check out the showcase. check out trust. I don't know what multi is. Let's see what that is. We'll check out the soul. We'll check out Peter. And we'll check out the GitHub community as well. So they have also on the website you can see what people are building. They get like all of like the Twitter and Discord posts that they approve, and they put it here so we can see. There's a showcase section on the Discord. Somewhere. And you can showcase what you showcase your projects that you're building with or for OpenClaw. Showcases right here. There's always so many people in here just chopping it up.
Politics. God damn it.
Yeah, they always bring you into politics.
I know. I said I.
Just getting stuff done. Alright, so this is their security posture roadmap. Definitely recommend reading this just so you understand a little bit more about what some of the risks are and some of the things that you should prepare yourself for while using OpenClaw. Here is Peter's agent. And you can follow on Twitter and GitHub there. Here's his Soul MD. As it says here, it defines who the AI is. This is Peter's website, Peter Steinberger, creator. You can follow him and stay up to date on current events in regards to him and OpenClaw here as well on his website. And here is the contributing guide, MD. With some ways, information on how you can contribute. Alright, so now that we've got that over with, basically what I want you to know is OpenClaw is a very good tool. I highly recommend it. Here, I'll even show you my OpenClaw and just how I use it. So I just open my terminal and I type in open. I've already installed it. And when you download OpenClaw, you're gonna go through the onboarding process. So you would do like OpenClaw onboard. Also, you're going to want to make sure that your Node.js is installed and updated. And then this is what I was talking about with the model. You're going to want to go down here to Google, click enter, and then click enter again and enter your API key. And yeah, you would just paste it in there. I'm not going to do that because I've already got mine installed, it's in there, and I've already onboarded. So I don't want to show you guys my API key and stuff like that. But basically, you would just, as I mentioned earlier, go to AI Studio and get your API key. Probably have to make a project first. So, for example, I don't use this Google profile. I actually use this one. And yeah, so and then you can just click get API key or create API key. Name it. You can choose. You can create a project or import one, and then once you do that, you can paste your API key over there. Alright, so let's see. OpenClaw TUI and OpenClaw dashboard. So OpenClaw TUI, I'm not sure what it stands for. Oh, terminal user interface, okay. Yeah, so the terminal user interface, OpenClaw TUI, and it just starts your agent up. You can talk to it. Hello. And it'll start talking to me. I'll say something like, what time is it in San Francisco? And it does the chatbot thing. But then the cool part is, let's say I wanted to make a directory. Say I wanted to make a project, like make another Hello World app in my, what is this, agent projects directory. I'll tell it to make a Hello World 2 app because I already have my Hello World 1 app. And it's going to do its thing. It says it's done. Okay, so it looks like it created it inside of its agent projects directory, which is cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So there is a certain workflow, a certain way that you're supposed. That's why we're going to read the docs next. But there's a certain way that you're supposed to kind of like not communicate, but communicate with it. But also, there's certain things that it does that once you read the docs, you'll understand. Oop. I didn't mean to do that there. It's okay though. Oh, okay. So I should have been a little bit more specific. Let's see. Alright, so basically it just made a JavaScript script. I'm going to tell it to make a web page. Alright, so while it's doing that, okay, it looks like it's already done it. And just remember, different models have different levels of intelligence. So like, for example, like the free ones that you can run locally, like Minimax and Quen and DeepSeek that were stolen, not stolen, but, you know, based on information they gained from Anthropic. Obviously, they're not going to be as smart as Anthropic's model is, or as smart as the other frontier models that have come up with their own information, such as Gemini or Claude, or the other frontier models, like Grok. What are we doing? Alright. There we go. Okay. And then I'll just open this up. Hello. Oh, hello, hello, hello. There we go. Alright, so I just told it to delete all the files in the Hello World 2 directory and start from scratch. I should have been more specific. I want you to create a Hello World app for me. It says it's just done it. Let's take a look. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm talking to my agent that's using the Gemini 2.5 model, and I was looking inside of my directory here where it's supposed to be creating the project, and at first I wasn't specific enough, and I told it to just create a Hello World project, so it made a JS project or a JS file. So then I told it to delete the files inside of the directory that it created the project in and start from scratch and make a Hello World web app. And it did it, but then it put the file accidentally inside of my root instead of inside of the project folder. So I asked it where it is, and it told me, and it said that it was there, but it wasn't there. And then it told me it created it in the root instead of in the Hello World 2 directory. And then I asked if there's what about the other files. It said the index.html file that we see here is the only file. Then I asked it if it created any other files and put it in the root, and it said it only created the index.html file. Alright, so let's test out the index.html. There we go. That's Hello World, baby. Alright. And so now I have showed you where to install it, how to set up your API key. Oh, okay, dashboard. I'll show you the dashboard and then I'll wrap it up. So we open up the dashboard by typing OpenClaw dashboard, and this will take you to a local instance of your chat session, and you can see lots of the ways that you're able to set up and manage your OpenClaw. So you can see your different agents here and their setup, the model they're using, their name, their emoji, and where they're located at. So in the files, when you when your agent's created, you have your agent.md file. You also have your soul file, your tools file, your identity file, your user file, and your heartbeat file. I will be going over more on what these files are in a future video, but basically, I've kind of left notes in it for myself. So the memory file for your agent, it's like the long-term memory. It should be small and structured, not a dumping ground. Good things to store environment facts, guardrail decisions, stable operator preferences, and you'll learn what an operator is later. Operator is you. That's why I said we're going to go through the docs, because there's certain terms in here that you should know. And then I explained to myself how each entry should include the source, the date added, last validated, and the expiry if valid. And then I set up a pattern where agent generates proposal, I verify, and then it merges it into the memory. Also, I back up my workspace. So in OpenClaw, your when you install OpenClaw, you'll have this directory right here called a workspace, and it'll contain, like, this is like what your agent is basically, and the information that you can give to it, and this is where those markdown files are that we were just looking at right here. So yeah, this is the heartbeat file is where you can add tasks that you want your agent to check. Like if you wanted to check something periodically, like if you wanted to review the identity, update the memory, the user, the soul, stuff like that. And actually, so the soul is where you define the trust boundary, what tools it can and can't do, what requires approval, security, then variance, cost guardrails, memory rules. It should almost never change. And if your soul MD changes, often your system doesn't have a stable identity. So think of it as like a control plan. So skills is or the tools MD. We'll go more in it. We'll go more in depth on it later. But yeah. Honestly, I'm not even exactly sure what the tools.md is. I've only been just diving into it. But before you get invalid information from me on it, let's Google it. Also, if you get stuck on the install, I do recommend using Gemini to kind of like Google your way out of it and just copy and paste any error message that you get into Gemini. Simple. That's what is OpenClaw's tools MD for. go. The Tools MD is designed for storing local setup specific information like camera names and SSH host, keeping them separate from shared skills to prevent information leaks and ensure easy updates. It defines user-specific tool conventions and allows users to document how tools should be used within their environment. Okay. Oh, good. And then OpenClaw is a template for us. Ah, I see. Okay. So, as it says here, skills define how the tools work. This file is for your specifics, the stuff that's unique to your setup. What goes here? Things like camera names and locations, SSH host and alias, preferred voices for TTS, speaker room names, device nicknames, and anything environment specific. So it says why separate skills are shared. Your setup is yours. Keeping them apart means you update skills without losing your notes and share skills without leaking your infrastructure. Good. So your identity.md is basically like, it tells your agent who they are. And the user.md is basically who you are and how you want to work. Include your role and background, long-term goals, communication style preferences, how you want outputs formatted, risk tolerance, tool familiarity, example stuff that makes sense. So, for example, tell it that you prefer step-by-step instructions, you want rollback plans for config changes, comfortable reviewing diffs, your time zone, and so on. The user.md is stable, identity, and operational preferences. And yeah, so that's the core files of your agents, and you can have multiple different agents. We'll go over how to create multiple agents later, but all this agent really is just kind of like a directory. As you see, that's an agent. These are sessions that you have with the agent. You'll be able to see all of your skills here as well, and you can enable them or turn them, disable them. And then when you connect to like other things like Telegram or Discord and stuff like that with it, your channels, you can connect them here. And then you have your cron jobs. And then you can see your logs here, which is good. And then here's your configuration settings that you can go ahead and just mess around with. And yeah, so besides like the latest news on it and stuff, yeah, I don't know what else I would really show you in regards to OpenClaw, but say OpenClaw new news, see if there's anything I should know. Oh yeah, okay, so in regards to OpenClaw and Anthropic, I think the thing with Anthropic and that they were having an issue with OpenClaw is that users were using Anthropic's Claude with OpenClaw instead of using Anthropic's API key, and so I think they changed their terms so that they want users to use the API key instead of using Claude with OpenClaw. Because Claude was like letting the OpenClaw users who used it without the API key, and I think it was through OAuth, and they were getting like 20x like what is it, inference and if they were using the API key, compute or whatever it's called. And yeah, so they wanted to put an end to that also. So yeah, just use the API key instead of OAuth. You know, if you're gonna use Gemini or OpenAI's, yeah, what is it, Google's Gemini, or OpenAI's, what is it, Codex, ChatGPT, or if you're gonna use Anthropic's Claude, just use their APIs. That way, you don't run the risk of having your like Google account banned and, you know, ChatGPT or Anthropic account banned either. Yeah, so definitely check out the Discord for OpenClaw and try building some projects. Let's see, any news? Yeah, I don't think there's anything really. I think I pretty much touched on everything besides like the actual like nitty gritty details on like how to actually install everything. So what I'll probably do in another video is I will set it up so that I remove my OpenClaw from my computer and I show you how to install it from scratch, and then we'll go through the docs. Really do appreciate you guys. Hope I was able to help and just give you a little bit of information on OpenClaw. I'll just do a quick run through of the website before I go, see if I missed anything. Just what people are saying. People are impressed. Talked about what it does. Talked about the integrations, and we'll go through how to do that later. Oh, also you can see what people have built. We did see a few of those in the showcase. Yeah, so I think I covered pretty much everything. I showed you Peter, showed you the community. Yeah, so let's I guess we'll end it with the shout outs. Who is he shouting out? Oh, that's people shouting out OpenClaw. Yep. Alright, so we'll end with the shout outs. Check out the blog for OpenClaw 2. Keep up to date with the latest. As I mentioned, they just partnered up with VirusTotal. And yeah, so they have had a really, really great run so far, changing from Claude to Moltbot to OpenClaw, and I definitely plan on using OpenClaw a lot more. Yeah, so go and hit that like button, share, subscribe, and join us in the W3 Develops Discord. Join us in the Discord for OpenClaw. On W3 Develops, we're going to have some study groups coming up for OpenClaw and some project builder groups where people can collaborate on projects. And yeah, so just really appreciate you guys, and you have a great rest of your day.